What's up, everybody? Welcome to a delayed live Pushing the Cushion Shop Beers. We got a big show tonight. Got a lot to cover. A lot of public interest tonight. As always, my co-host, an absolute washed-up has-been, Corby Sherb.
Closer to it never was. Closer to it never was, for sure.
And the guy behind the dials.
Yeah, late to staging. Sorry. Docked me 2 rows.
At least you didn't get left there.
Yeah.
Chad Jenkins.
It's
Curvo?
not Jenkins.
Oh, sorry.
You know, Jimmy, somebody asked Jimmy one time, they were looking for my Facebook page and asked Jim what my first name was, and he had to go search because nobody ever calls me my first name.
It was probably one of us.
Somebody calls him
it.
Chad. If somebody calls him Chad in front of me, I'm like, oh, stop. That's
Somebody's in trouble.
Don't say that. He's not. No. All right. Sorry we're late. That was my fault. Technical issues. Trying to get it live.
For the record, we went live on time. 100% on time.
We just
Even
just
Corby
us
was
three
on time.
Just us three talking for 3 minutes.
Talking to ourselves. I had to start it all over.
Man.
Jordan Roop's already done lying. My favorite people. Lies.
Yep.
I got to bring up the chat. Big weekend this weekend.
I want to start here, and I want to be the one to say it. You know, I didn't know that this dude was a wing car guy, but apparently Nathan Moore knows how to drive a wing car as well. Went down south, went head hunting, and put it on them boys.
Put the wing in the trunk, and
good job, Nathan.
Just wore him out, hammering the bottom.
I don't know. He usually gives me a hug. I don't think he'll give me a hug anymore. Now he's big time.
Yeah, I did pull up a Victory Lane photo of Nathan. I know we promised everybody we'd start with KSP, but then we all checked the results and saw Nathan Moore with the wing on. Probably hit his head on the wing getting out of the car.
I don't know how he got into it.
Victory Lane. Good win, man. We like giving you a hard time, but that's awesome. Down there with the down south boys. So,
hey, can we step away from racing for a second and give some props to the Cotton Bowl gals down there in the picture?
Oh, for sure.
Can you bring that up one more time?
SUS, man. SUS always has it going on.
There it is.
Yeah, some cotton gals.
Why does he just won a race and he doesn't look happy at all? Like he looks like
he looks the exact same.
He looks like he just crawled out from underneath like a 78 Buick that was replacing like a starter on.
Oh, man.
How about a little excitement, Nate?
Yeah. He's probably just shocked as the rest of us.
I was just on the podcast. Yeah, he was. I was just on the podcast page. Nate's officially a follower now. I don't know what we did to
yeah, I couldn't tag him
that
earlier in all the messages. So anyway,
you did?
No, I couldn't because he's not following the page. So
yeah, of course.
But yeah. So anyway, good win, Nate. It was nice to see. I got one more little tidbit. Let's just go ahead and fire off results from Cotton Bowl. Nathan Moore with a big win. Caden Trotter led most of it and ends up run second. And Kent Lewis Jr., Rod Craddock, and Ricky Holden were the top 5 there. And I have one piece of media from that race that I want to take note of just for conversation later. And that would be this photo of a restart with 15 to go. And it looks like everybody's single file, and they probably didn't all crash into each other. So good for them. Glad to see they could all load them up in the trailer in one piece. So,
well, all right. You just teed it up. Let's get into it.
We're going to piss some people off tonight, and we're probably going to make some friends. And
I want to apologize for anything that Corby says this evening.
I'm sure there's a lot of people that are waiting.
That of the show. They do not.
Well, remember how we started the show? I never was, has been, whatever. I'm one of those guys that doesn't race anymore, but we can blame it on drivers. We can blame it on the racetrack. We can blame it on whatever you guys want. It is so tough to do a Delaware double file because you are anticipating, you are predicting, and you are just trying to give it a good guess. And with Kennedale and the restart roll on the back straightaway, every person who starts a race does never ever waits till the last tire. Never. You don't do it. You start on the back straightaway, and so then it's a free for all back there. And I'm just gonna say it, and I'm sorry for whoever I piss off. Respect is gone around here. You know, it's
Well, I don't know that it's necessarily specifically around here.
Yeah,
I don't disagree with your comment at
oh,
all.
yeah,
I don't
I
think it's a
agree.
DFW thing.
well,
watch
you know,
Larson run over Tim's last night.
Yeah,
There's
for
probably
sure,
not a lot
you
of
know.
respect there either. So
you-
keep going, Corby.
it's a give and take. I'll always agree with this, and I mean, man, I'm just gonna call black here. You know what, man? Marcus Thomas is an absolute wheelman, and he ripped with no nose wing for a long time. And him and John were fighting over the exact same piece of real estate because it was a double file restart. And Marcus knew that the race was going to get started early, so Marcus isn't going to give John the opportunity. And sadly, Marcus lost that fight, and it took out Carson Bolden.
Yeah, it was.
Okay.
That was the second. It's all blurred into one big beating, but that was the second
For sure.
incident, correct? Okay. The first one was with Jeb and Charlie, and we'll get to that.
Mm,
let's first preface this by saying, look, we did not start the podcast to sit on here and bash racetracks and poo-poo drivers. That's not or air our grievances or anything like that. Like, we just want to talk about what happened, explain our particular situations, and explain some things with context and air them out. I see a lot of different sides. I understand a lot of different sides, but like, you know, whose fault it was, and this guy's non-driving POS, and that guy, like, that's not what we're trying to do here. Like, this is all supposed to be kind of fun. There's a lot of circumstances that went into what went down Saturday night. You know, it ain't the track's fault 100%. It ain't the restarts 100%. You know, I'll say right away, the drivers steer the cars and stomp on the pedals. It ultimately, the buck stops with us as drivers. The aggression is turned up to 100, especially on restarts, especially when the track's kind of, you know, it's super slick, and then there's grip, and there's not much in between. You either get one or the other. It's not a track specific issue.
Stassa, we're going to get to that in a second too.
It's not a Kennedale problem. The racetrack was fine Saturday night. It's slick, it's got a curb, it's a little rough some nights, it's got a big cushion some nights. Like, if you want to race on the same surface every Saturday night, build a pavement car and haul your ass down to Houston. Right? On a dirt track, it's going to change and be a little bit different. Right. There's variables. We know that going in. We have different shocks. We have different springs, different tires to be able to run in the heavy and run in the slick and everything in between. So it's not a track specific issue. It ultimately is a driver issue. I think that circumstances put the drivers in a tough position, and that's probably what I don't like. Right.
You talk about the circumstances, the double file restart.
Yeah, double file restarts on a particular racetrack in a particular scenario with a particular number of laps to go makes everything change. All right. I was a beneficiary on Saturday night because I didn't pass a car all night. I was so terrible, except for if I got to restart on the top. And even then, it was because cars crashed in front of me. It's like, not like I went anywhere. So
you just gave it right back to him?
Yeah, exactly. Give them 3 laps and it'll be gone. So, you know, I want to make sure we start that reset. Like, we ain't got to sit here and talk badly about Charlie, Jeb, John, Marcus, and whoever else. You want to talk bad about me and say I'm a non-driving son, but go for it, you know. But you know, like, I don't want to sit here and like poo-poo on guys, because that's not beneficial to what's going on. We can talk kind of what, you know, we can talk in general about what we'd like to see that's better or worse or anything. But at the end of the day, it's about the drivers and giving each other probably a little bit more room. But It's also hard to tell 17 or 18 guys, hey, everybody give each other more room, because inevitably one guy's not going to listen and then take everything that everybody else is giving them. And that's kind of where I have the position of not liking the double file restarts either. So anyway.
for the record, Kennedale made a comment on somebody's post that this is what we voted on. I don't remember voting, and that very likely could have happened. I'm not calling that out, but the comment led me to believe that the track is open to change if we can get some sort of a collective together that
Dialogue,
they're open to the
yeah.
idea. RPM,
It's
Kevin made a
evolved.
comment that RPM, it's not a choose cone by definition, but he made multiple comments that they use a choose scenario. And you guys can correct me, y'all. I'm assuming y'all read the same thing. He acted like if everybody chooses the same line, then it's a single file restart. It's completely up to the drivers. So I'm assuming if the first 10 cars choose the outside line, then the 11th place car, if he wants to start on the front row on the inside, he can do so. Is that the way that I understand his comments?
In theory, yeah. If that's how we're lining them up there, I thought that the choice was for second to decide whether the high or low.
That's what I thought.
That dictated the rest of the lines. And it's also different. We don't have a unified series anymore, so it's also different everywhere we go. We're going to go to Ardmore this weekend, probably. Or if we go to RPM, they're going to run it differently than what Kennedale does last week because it's not uniform, and that's just the way it is. It's not a big deal. Just kind of speaking more in general.
When he made that comment, I thought the exact same thing. Everybody knows I've never driven a race car, but when he made the comment about, hey,
Thankfully,
we allow people to choose, my first thought was exactly that. And then I think Carson Bolden asked him to kind of redefine what it was that he said, and that's what he said. If everybody chooses the same line, then it is what it is. But I'm with you. There are many races that for years I would have a receiver in. I don't have it in much anymore, not for any real reason. And if I heard that, I would think exactly what you just said, Jim. That when you ask second to choose, you assume third's going to choose the opposite, and then so on and so forth.
Yeah. So it's not explicit. And John Ricketts just made a good post, and I want to read it here. There's a few options. One, we stop bitching and get over it. I agree. Two, we do away with double file restarts altogether and single file all the time. That I really agree with. Three, choose cone, which I have mixed.
You're not going to put up Jason's comment now?
We don't want to talk about flat tracks again. What did I call you guys last week? You Neanderthals with a death wish. Anyway, I agree, John. Here's the thing I don't like about the double file restarts. One is anytime there's like contingencies, like we're going to do double file restarts unless we're inside 5 to go, or unless we haven't got a lap in since the last one, or unless we've already done 2, or unless the track's 1 lane. I think if you have 4 contingencies that say we're going to do it this way, except for these 4 reasons, that maybe it's just a bad policy. And I don't want to leave that to an official's discretion, because it's impossible to be consistent with it, because
you're always going to make someone mad.
Somebody's going to be mad. The guy who restarted third with 11 to go at Kennedale was probably pissed we went to single file, or set. You know what I mean? Because they didn't get to restart. Somebody's going to be mad, and so if we have all these contingencies for our restart procedures, then it's not going to be consistent, and that's all we can really ask these officials to be is consistent. And we're not putting them in a good position when they have to take account of all these variables. So
I agree.
I will say this because when it is a top dominant track or a bottom dominant track, I have been in double file restarts, especially at Kennedale when it is on the wall, and you are doing everything in your power to push that guy up. You want him to have to let off because he is too high and he cannot turn down. Or you can push this guy all the way up, you turn down the hill, and he's stuck up there.
Correct.
It's still the same concept of that will fall into, the Charlie Harmon thing is if you turn down the hill, all I got to do is beat you to the wall, then that is a you problem, not a me problem anymore. And it's so hard to decipher what you're saying of when is correct to say no more double file.
Correct. And who's the race director? Is the official in the infield? Is he up in the press box? And it's different track to track, week to week. And like I said, I just don't like that there's 5 different criteria for making a decision. I think that a procedure should be good enough with 2 to go to make it the same as 5 to go, 10 to go, 18 to go. I don't understand why we're changing it.
So
all the time.
Patrick
If you think,
I'm gonna say this right now, and Harmon, buddy, I'm a huge fan of you. I am not gonna knock you in any way. You gave Jeb that line. You started 4 in the fluff, Bubba. Okay, you cannot give someone like Jeb or Marcus or John or Chad Wilson or Carson Bolden or Ryder LaPlante or Logan or any of those guys that option to restart there. Because if you watch back the video, Colby Stubblefield was given the same line, and Colby Stubblefield ran the exact same line as Jeb did. So
we've got that video.
It's so hard to know because you were 4 in the fluff and you were going to get a good drive, but Jeb still beat you to that point. It's man, I like Jimmy said, I'm not trying to bash anyone. I'm not trying to harp on anyone, but like Keith Martin, Raven Culp, all said on Robert Byram's post, you still got to call a spade a spade. And it's so hard to give the same. You can't give Keith Martin or Raven Culp. They're absolute rippers. They could get into a car tomorrow and go out there and win.
Yeah.
Hold on. Jordan Root just made a comment. We don't really have any on the initial start. Jim, can we show the video from Knoxville with
because people are talking about high limits and World of Outlaws don't have these problems.
Yeah,
let's see the C main from Knoxville.
Yeah,
the push in the cushion zone. Christopher Townsend got absolutely demolished on the start. He's on the outside red card. Didn't even make it to the start finish line. They had been green about a 1/10 of a second. We haven't had that issue here, Jordan. You're not wrong. There's nothing you're going to change about that. That's And I don't know. Did he was way out there? Did he come back in?
And then it looks like maybe the car on the bottom hits the berm and shoots right or something.
Slamming Sammy's in there somewhere.
Yeah, it was ugly. Anyway, that's kind of beside the point. But the point is it happens more often than it should. And I think the initial start, everybody's kind of on their P's and Q's and it knows it's kind of a mess, right? The track's usually not as one lane dominant if it's slick or if it's taking rubber or something. It hasn't done it yet. It's a little bit more even with both lanes. And I think everybody's just started the race. I think what happens is on these restarts is we kind of understand our cars. We know if our car is really good or if it sucks. We know where the track has got moisture or where it doesn't. And we're trying to get everything we can because, in the case of Saturday, the race is halfway over and everybody's trying to get what they can. There's a reason that people spend their hard-earned money to go sit in the stands at Kennedale is to watch sprint cars flip over and crash into each other.
At the end of the day,
it's
we are
entertainment
entertainers.
and drama. Yeah,
we are entertainers. Now, individually, we are not. There are race teams involved. There's big money that it costs to put these cars together. You're a race car driver. You're there to race. As a whole, we're there for entertainment.
Yeah, right.
And it's the same reason people in the South go to hockey games. It's not to watch hockey.
Yeah, it's
there might be some big hockey fans down here, bro.
Sprint
Few
cars,
and far between.
Racing. There are people there that are there to watch crashes, and the double file restarts are for the fans to encourage more chaos and action. And I don't think that's necessarily. I think all the cons outweigh any of those pros, and I think it should be a conversation that we have over the end of the season, into the off season, to tell these racetracks, hey, we just want to race single file, or do something else, or be consistent.
We have the slow-mo.
Yeah,
Charlie.
So
no, he's talking about if you watch from the race on replay, whenever they went to turn 3, Charlie was 4 in the fluff.
Yeah, so I actually pulled this from Charlie's Facebook page because he had it slowed down. Thank you, Charlie. So, and look, could
I don't think
Jeb,
anybody's questioning that Jeb came up.
yeah, could Jeb have given Charlie more room?
For sure.
Probably, absolutely.
sure.
Would it have negatively cost Jeb a chance to win the race? Absolutely.
For sure. For sure.
Could Charlie also have lifted and gotten out of there and gotten a bad restart? Probably, and that would have negatively impact his ability to win the race too. These two
So-
guys going for the best spot on the racetrack to try to get traction to get a restart. And I don't
So
think,
watch
Stubblefield
Stubblefield runs the exact same line. There's a couple of points I want to show here. Stubblefield might have gotten into the car next to him. I don't know who was next to him. Weston Gorham?
maybe, I don't know. The point is that the
Jeb is on the
desired
preferred
groove-
line right there.
Yeah, the desired groove is right in the middle of the track. So both guys
Yes.
had the option to get out of it and give each other more room, and they
Correct.
didn't, and something bad happened. And Charlie got the wrong end of the stick, and I
For sure.
understand why he was upset. I understand why he's upset at Jeb. If I was working on the 3 car, I'd have been upset. And, if I was working on the 01J, which I wasn't this weekend, I would have said, hey, sorry about you. That's how it goes. And it's unfortunate for Charlie to crash and tear stuff up. Again, I get it. I think it's just kind of a racing deal. I don't think Jeb meant to do it on purpose. I mean, I've been around here for 10 years. I can think on one occasion when somebody's been upset with Jeb. I don't think Charlie even thinks he got in. Jeb got into him on purpose. I think they were just both kind of trying to get going to the front, and I don't blame him. And I don't want Charlie to change. Charlie's a hard charging, stand on the gas, all gas, no brakes kid.
It's great.
He
It's
is
fun
really
to
good
watch.
for our sport. I don't want you to change, Charlie. I'm a fan. You got the raw end of it there. And I don't think Jeb did anything wrong. I think it's a product of really tough bull ring sprint car racing on a tough racetrack. And like I said, fans are there to watch the action. You can build a Mazda Miata and go race around at the parking lot of Texas Motor Speedway every Saturday morning around some cones. And you know who gets up early to go watch that shit? Nobody.
Your mom and dad. Your
Nobody.
parents. That's it.
They don't even go. They know that's boring, watching a car in second gear go 32 miles an hour around the parking lot, right? Sprint car racing is inherently dangerous. It's close wheel-to-wheel action, and that stuff happens, and it sucks that it happened to Charlie there. And it sucks that it happened to Bolden and Marcus and John. It is what it is. And I don't think it needs to be that way. But that was the circumstance that happened, So, I would much rather, that race, my mom was Facebook Living for my 4 fans that are in Ohio. That race took 44 minutes to complete. Now, a lap at Kennedale in the feature is like 15 seconds long. It's 4 laps a minute. For 20 laps should only be 5 minutes action. It took 44 minutes because it was kind of a clown show that I was a part of. And I don't think people sign up to go watch that in August. So there's got to be a little bit more give and take. I think it's easier to adjust how we're going to start and restart than try to, get 18 people to calm down and give each other more room.
So
I think I give plenty of room, but I'm also in 13th. Like, it ain't high stakes racing back where I am. No offense to anybody
Patrick
I'm racing.
Stossa brought up the same point that I brought up to Jim earlier. On smaller tracks, when you've got 20, 24, 25 cars in a feature, when you start single file, you're 3/4 of the way around the track. You're going to start.
You know what?
You're going to
Tough
start
shit. I'm sorry.
lapping people within a lap.
Don't be 17th. And I get it, but are we really going to risk the guys up front crashing into each other because the guy in 17th is at a disadvantage? Like, I could argue that that's going to make the racing better because in 3 or 4 laps, the leaders are going to be in lap traffic, which is really where feature races get good, right?
So, let me throw something out there then.
Let me finish this. If I'm running where I was all Saturday night, 13th and 12th, right? Would I be more upset if when Bolden and Marcus's crash happened that I piled in and knocked out $1,000 front end? Or would I be more frustrated that I'm restarting in turn 2 as Jeb's restarting the race in turn 4 and I'm 3/4 of a lap down?
Well,
and everybody races clean, and I get all my laps in, and I try to get a little bit better. You get what I'm saying? Like there's what's really the con is my point. So I'm sorry to
One of
cut
the
you off.
best,
But go ahead.
one of the best shows of the night was Landon Thompson after being sent to the rear, battling up to the front. And I'm only throwing this out there. I don't necessarily have a problem with single file restarts, but my point is, a guy, anybody, Landon Thompson in this scenario starts from the rear. Would he have been able to have that same charge with an above average car on the night and finish in the top 4 or 5?
Yes, I did. To answer
Yeah,
your
he was
question,
fine.
what Chase Brewer is saying, that line them up single file on a heat race. I mean, if you're that good, then you should be able to. It shouldn't
Yeah.
change any of it. You still had the exact same amount of laps. The difference is I understand what you're saying, Chase Brewer, and you guys have always been one of the biggest supporters of the double file restart. I get it, but it is becoming too common. I mean, at Ardmore, the last time they raced, Gary Owens was collected in just a horrendous crash on a double file restart because people didn't give him room.
I think the thing that I would make me most frustrated is the double file restart calamity usually has a lot more collateral damage. Luckily, and I say this luckily, it's not luckily for Charlie, but he was the only one in that accident. But the second accident between Ricketts, Marcus, and Bolden, Bolden had nothing to do with that. Knocked out the front end,
Right.
and the collateral damage is there, and I think that's where people get frustrated. Is you feel like it's taken from you, maybe.
So
right?
I threw
like
Mike's
that
comment
wreck
up there.
with Townsend. Oh, I wanted Mike to answer your question. I wear big yellow gloves, and I wanted to go single file in the worst way because, I'm back there hanging on for dear life back in the dog pound, and just trying to dodge stuff and make it to the end and load up my stuff and live to race another day. We weren't very good. I mean, sorry for the noise. Here is that crash. I started right behind Devin Beaver, and we got cars broke, bouncing around like it's just real sketchy back there. We're gonna tear up thousands of dollars worth of equipment for nothing.
Play that back. Now that everybody's ready for it.
Yeah, sorry. So this is Devin Diebert's on board. John and Marcus get together. I don't think it's anybody's fault. I think it's two guys racing hard, and there's just a bunch of calamity there, and the guys not giving each other any room. That's all. Now, I don't know how to fix it, because I don't think we can get 20 of us in a room to agree that we're all going to tone it down. I don't see it. No offense. I think everybody's stubborn and hard-headed like myself.
That's the great thing about this. Everybody's got an opinion.
Yeah.
Nobody's gonna. I mean, that's why we've got 60 people online right now listening to three guys that shouldn't have opinions, but have somehow made their own platform to have opinions.
And I see it both ways. Like I understand. I understand the double file restarts. I understand why they're there. I think the stock car guys can do it, and I understand that sprint car guys would probably just give each other more room, and it'd be fine. It's just kind of systematic. It's a question and a conversation worth having. Like, does this really benefit the racing experience? Is anybody gonna walk out of Kennedale's main grandstand be pissed that we didn't restart with Delaware double file restarts because it wasn't entertaining enough? I don't think so. Personally,
I'm a bigger fan.
I just wonder if the juice is worth the squeeze. Well, the choose cone is fine, and then everybody can just line up on the bottom or the top, or you can make a multi-row advancement. It has some operational issues, especially on these small tracks. Just when you put the cone out, then you got to send somebody out to go get it. Don't want guys out on the racetrack, and it takes extra laps. And there's some operational stuff. I like the choose cone better than blind Delaware double file restarts, because at least you feel like your restart is in your control. You actually get to make a decision.
Right.
So if that's what we need to do, but it's also chaos because you have to have a cone out there. Who goes where? Everybody's got to be kind of paying attention on the top of their game. So, anyway, that is that.
Who are you laughing at, Corby?
Jason Tyre. We'll go back up in the comments too, and I mean, like Raven, like I get what you're saying, man. It's just my opinion. I don't like the Delaware. It's just like as Jason is saying, no one's ever going to agree on it. Everyone's going to have their own opinions. We're just three idiots who get on here and openly say them.
Yeah, but you two have driven a car. People assume that I don't know what I'm talking about. I've never driven a car. They expect y'all to have some sort of educated opinions. Nobody expects anything out of this guy.
You know,
save that, Jim.
The choose cone thing, like I know that Danny Merrill had commented on, I think it was actually in Roberts, saying a black flag and stuff like that. But heck, how do you decipher who's being the aggressor on a start? It's a start.
Yeah.
It's still your job to beat that person to turn one.
I'd rather not have a problem than have to sort the problem out personally. Right. I don't know. It's not, if it was an easy discussion and decision, it would already been made long before we got on here or started racing or anything. There's pros and cons to everything. That's why we talk about it and not just like blast Facebook comments everywhere.
Jordan Roop agrees with me. Choose cone. All right, we've solved it. Yeah. Choose cone.
You know,
it's just more work for the officials to do, and Kennedale on a time crunch, and they got to get it in. This is what they have to do. And then we have 4 more red flags inside of the choose cone. Well, the choose cone was a stupid idea.
Yeah, well, like the race,
I mean, that's going to happen.
Before receivers, there was always a guy standing on the racetrack with a dry erase board with a marker that never worked, when I was a kid. And, the idea of the receiver was to get the lineups better and remove officials from the infield. Like I remember all those TSS officials were always in the infield, and it was just kind of chaos. We don't want more people in the infield that don't need to be there. So like that's kind of a step in the wrong direction. But if we could figure out how a choose cone would work, but like that midget race I ran in March had a choose cone, and they like chose on the back stretch and then gave them the one to go on the front stretch, and so they actually had like a lap and a half to get lined up, and not just a single lap because. If you kind of go through their single file, right, the argument against single file is that the train is so long, it's 3/4 of a track, right? Well, by the time everybody chooses, you got to make another lap under yellow to get lined up, and they're trying to limit laps, and everybody's on a time crunch, right? So like, there's pros and cons. If we all of a sudden went to a choose cone next week, there would be another set of problems operationally. So, it is what it is, but there's probably a solution out there. We're probably not going to figure it out today. I hated to see stuff get tore up unnecessarily. I don't think it adds to the show. I don't think it adds the entertainment value. I think it makes us look like clowns when we can't get a restart figured
out. I think clearly it added to the show. We've got 50 people currently watching us ramble. So
I'm talking about the show Saturday night with people sitting up in the stands going,
we don't care about this. We're talking about junk race cars.
These tumble buggies out here can't get it figured out. These bunch of non-driving SOBs, right? The push and flips are doing their thing, and when they can't even get going 15 miles an hour,
Can we see the video of Harmon's sprint across the infield?
I'm ashamed to say I don't have that. You're gonna have to give me a couple minutes.
Wow.
Of all things, I think everybody saw that, which is it was pretty hilarious.
We have people asking for it.
I don't have that video. I'm sorry. Go find it. It's on Race On. I'll try to figure it out here real quick. Go ahead and ramble, Kerbo.
We'll just sit in silence.
No, God, no. Please don't do that. I did see
Harmon, you knew it was coming. Listen, let's talk about the sprint. In the moment, I completely understand his frustration. He's had a lot of adversity this season. He's gotten into a lot of different stuff. So I get it. That was just the last straw. And again, I'll go back to we are entertainers. And nothing brought the front stretch crowd to life more than Harmon bolting across the infield. No matter what his intentions were, Jeb knew he was pissed. That's at the end of the day all he probably really wanted. was to get his point across.
I was
But
wondering.
the front stretch went absolutely ballistic.
Yeah,
Corby
I
was
guess-
asleep by then. Corby didn't see it.
No, actually, I text Kerbo. I didn't think that it was Jeb, but I was wrong, and that's my fault, Charlie. I apologize.
Yeah, you made me look stupid. I went to Charlie
You
in
look
the
stupid
infield.
anyways.
I went to Charlie. That's a different kind of stupid. You made me look stupid with inside information. I went to Charlie and I was like, hey, I just got a text from Corby and he was watching it live, and I'm sure he hadn't seen a replay. He doesn't think that was Jeb. Well, clearly, after seeing 1,000 replays, it was nobody other than Jeb.
Oh man, I got it loaded.
It's like Thomas Johnson said. You can do a single file like 105 does with no cone on the front straightaway, and you just go whenever you want to.
Free-for-all.
And we've had that
Yeah.
conversation on about 105, and I was throwing a fit, and
Jeb knew
you
he
know.
was pissed. That's at the end of the day. Did that start from the beginning, or is that just how you edited it? Because
No, that's the entire race on clip.
But
I just got the whole
front
thing.
stretch went absolutely.
Sorry, race on for pirating
Charlie,
your content.
Charlie, did the officials say anything to you? Like, did you just turn around? I also want to know if that was a wave or a bird. Those are the two questions that I want to know.
I'm kind of hoping it's not a bird. I've been known to fling the bird around the racetrack, but I'm hoping that's not the bird.
Jeb knew he was pissed.
I don't think it was. It is good form. You got good body lean.
Well, I mean, in a fire suit,
it does look like a full dude. If I made that sprint after 5 laps, crashing a sprint car and having a belly full of corn dogs, I would have probably puked all over Chip's car.
Look at Mr. Fire Guy. For about a quarter of a second, he was going to make a go at him, and saw the mullet and the lightning speed, and he was like, "Yeah, I'm out."
Yeah. I saw somebody reposted the video, and it was like, when the pit lizards are at your trailer and they want your autograph on some T-shirts.
Jeb knew he was pissed. That's pretty. I mean, like
which
the memes
all
and
about.
stuff that came out of it was awesome.
Here we go.
Yeah. So.
But he didn't lose any steam either.
Absolutely. No, that was good pace.
I would have been hoping that somebody was behind me about to tackle me.
Yeah, a hold me back guy.
Yeah.
so you could be.
Please don't make me finish this.
Yeah. Anyway,
Corby, did you ever run across the track at anybody?
No, man, I've had some knee issues in my life and some shoulder issues, and like puncture and collapse lung before. I'm like, if you see me or Jason Tyre running, everyone just better start running too.
Oh, yeah. The crowd did go nuts. I was down in turn 1, wondering what happened. Then I saw the pink flash roll by me, and I was like, "Oh, well, wasn't my fault."
If Harmon doesn't make that full stride Heisman pose into some sort of a T-shirt, I feel like he's leaving something on the table.
I will get on ChatGPT and make your mullet even bigger if you need me to.
like a wedding train, like a wedding dress train, just flowing in the breeze.
Yeah. So anyway.
To answer everyone's questions on what I'm trying to say, and I'm not trying to bash one particular person, I'm saying we have to remember this is Texas 305 racing. This is a hobby. We're not doing this for a career. Even the people that are trying to do this as a career or trying to make those steps to go there, like, we have to remember that, Jimmy Gardner, you worked very hard to have your car out there.
I saw a lot of lights. A lot of lights paying for it.
John Ricketts works really hard. Marcus, Michael Day with Roger Oakes. And people say that, oh, well, they don't pay for it, so it doesn't matter. Chase Brewer works really hard for his car. All these people, you got Carson Bolden and Charlie Harmon around here that are young enough to maybe make it to the ASCS level. It's just, we have to remember that this is for fun. Yes, I want to win as bad as anyone else wants to win. But is it worth it to piss off half the field?
For anybody. That goes for everybody.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's just, again, that whole deal, I was sitting there watching, and I was like, oh, I wonder who he's mad at. And
It was Jeb. It was Jeb.
Yeah, he goes into Jeb's trailer, and I'm sitting there thinking, like, Jeb's like the cleanest fast guy around, right? Like, I try to race people clean, but like I said earlier, I'm in the dog pound in 13th. I'm giving room to everybody, just trying to survive and make it before I inevitably step on it, But Jeb's always, I mean, he's up front every week, and like I said, we've raced around him, with Corby, and never had an issue. Like, we never had to worry about Jeb being around, and then working for Jeb stuff. Like, I was never like having to defend him, with really anybody. And so that really
Other
kind
than
of
when
caught
me and
my
him got
eyebrow.
together.
Yeah, when you two idiots crashed into each other, and I was like, fine, fight it out. I don't care. And I don't, and I was just really taken aback by that. I was like, I mean, even, and watching the video, like, just, that's a racing deal. And I, one guy got the very, very short end of the stick, and his stuff's destroyed, and I hate that for him. But that's a racing deal. So I like the passion. I don't want you to change, Charlie. Keep standing on the gas and being a showman, but that's just kind of a racing deal. So yeah. I'm glad Charlie, I'm glad Charlie and Jeb kind of cleared it up. It doesn't pay for race car parts. It doesn't pay for the time to fix it to get back going again. I think we've got kind of a pretty good drivers, ball busting group thing going on. Like, we all kind of give each other a hard time, and we'll race the shit out of each other. But everybody's gotten a lot of
Because it's supposed to
respect
be
for
fun.
everybody else.
This is supposed to be enjoyable.
I mean, there's not many people that like we are wishing failure upon around town, and so we want to race the shit out of each other and run each other hard. But nobody's, I don't think anybody's trying to really be disrespectful and dirty and wad people up. That's not what we're doing here, around our scene. So that's good.
Because it's like you're saying, and I'll just like step a little bit out of the realm. I mean, you can go to Eagle, Nebraska, and if you're from Texas, everyone from Texas will be there helping you.
Absolutely.
And you know what I mean?
The guy that wrecked you last week is going to be there helping you put your car back together.
For sure.
Yeah.
We've done it. People have done it for us.
Yeah.
Borrowing parts.
Yeah. So, I get it. I hope we can talk about the restart thing. I think it's an easier solution to just change the restart procedure to limit some of this stuff. But in general, everybody's got to be taking care of each other a little bit better. So,
Ryder, shouldn't Ryder be getting ready for a heat race?
Ryder, what are you doing,
Nessie comment.
man?
Ryder, we appreciate you being on live,
Actually,
but like, shouldn't you be like making race car noises and shit?
He better be locked in on the redraw or something. Now I got to look it up, see where he's.
No, the 4X never did help us, Wesley. I will agree with you with that. Yeah, that dude, man, he had a target on me for.
It wasn't just you.
It was pretty much anyone. It was pretty much anyone. Well, it wasn't. Man, took some big licks because of him. Some big licks.
Ryder said, "Got to support the boys." Actually, he said, "Got to support the boys."
Of course. Anyway, so
45 minutes of double Delaware restart talk.
I actually banked on it being even longer, so I'm like searching for content.
See, now Andy Brewer, I completely agree with you. Like, you cannot leave that. That's what Jimmy was saying. You cannot leave that up to the track. Either it's double file or it's not.
It does not need to be a judgment call.
Really simple.
Yeah,
and because if like John is saying, and then Andy is saying, if that official rules it to be a one-lane racetrack and it costs Carson a couple spots, well, then Carson's going to be upset. Or vice versa. Whenever it costs Chase a couple spots, then Chase is going to be like, I wish it would have been single file.
Yeah, it just, look, the officials have a tough job to do. I don't want to be an official.
His heat race is firing off. Good luck, kid.
I don't want to be an official. I don't want to be a promoter. I don't want to be any of those guys. I want to share my perspective and hopefully make this thing go a little bit better. I swear to God. The officials need to be put in a position to be successful, just like the drivers do. And making somebody have to make that decision every week on something, I don't think is putting them in a good spot. So that's
I'll
all.
say this again, and this is.
I want
ahead.
officials to officiate black and white ruling. The crankshaft is this weight. If it's under,
Correct.
it's illegal. The car is this weight. If it's under, it's illegal. The nose wing has to be here. If it's further out, your ass is disqualified and you're banned from the podcast for a week. You know, it's
We can't talk about you.
correct. So, you know, it's not a full-time job for anybody. Everybody's working hard and then going to the racetrack to enjoy themselves, and then to put pressure on them and say they're wrong, they're doing it wrong, they're screwing me. Like that was the
James
whole
Lopez
conversation.
got on there and commented, and he said that this is what you guys wanted.
Okay,
So-
well then let's have a discussion and talk about it. I think the discussion's
let's want something else.
Yeah, exactly. So, Tony, I'm glad you're on. I talked with Tony after the races for about half an hour. He came down and we had like 40 people in the pits. It was awesome. A bunch of kids got in the race car.
Wait,
People were asking me where
Mr.
the
Unapproachable
transmission was.
said that 40 people in the pits was awesome.
Yeah. I was fine, man. I had my backdoor 8th place finish. Didn't pass a car all night. Put it in the top 10. That's a special type of talent right there, you know. So,
and we
take a.
we celebrated. We celebrated with some. Well, you had happy dads.
I had a happy dad with Jeb to celebrate a win. It was his first win of the year. Kerbo
Signed
scared
some
me
cups.
to death. Yeah,
I did not. We were down
didn't
there. I
sign
was down there
cups.
with Jeb. First of all, before you get into this, Corby doesn't know a ton about this. So before you get into this, we were celebrating Jim's top 10 finish and Jeb's win. Somehow,
my top 10 finish specifically.
somehow,
I don't even know why Jeb was there.
somehow, I ended up with some Fireball and some other things. And Jim, I felt like I loaded the four-wheeler just fine. Go ahead.
Kerbo takes his 4-wheeler to the racetrack in the back of his truck, parks back in the corner where he's not supposed to be, and he's got these ramps. And
Why do you have to call me out like that?
You're pretty good about loading it. Corby and I have helped you load it, and it's fine. But Kerbo it was dark. First of all, we were the last trailer to pull out, and they had shut the lights off on us.
Who would have guessed that with Kerbo?
And
We were
all of a sudden-
celebrating.
Yeah,
I gotta go home.
You
wins
just
are
piped
not.
down.
We put too much time, effort, into this stuff to not celebrate our buddy winning. Like,
Yeah.
all right, good job. Let's go home. Text you tomorrow.
Mr. Fun Sponge. He just wants to leave.
And of
I'm
course,
not a fun
the video's
sponge.
not
I got
queued
stuff
up
to do
'cause
on
of all
Sunday.
this stuff.
Fun
I don't have
sponge.
diddly poo to do.
Lots of things.
And so Kerbo goes to load up his 4-wheeler, and it wasn't this bad, but it was almost this bad. And I'm telling you what, Kerbo,
It was not anywhere
Kerbo,
close to that. Play that again.
I'm telling you what, Kerbo, I saw. Oh boy, now I'm full screen. Shit. I saw the front tires up off the ground. Let me see if I can pull it up. You guys got that freeze frame?
Yes.
Yeah.
That was Saturday night at Kennedale.
That is
Back on the
absolutely not. That is not what it looked
swear
like.
to God. You remember those races at Boyd 4 years ago when all the Sherbs had to also take their dirt bikes all the time too, like a bunch of punks, and we're just riding wheelies around the back, getting dirt all over everything, while me and Wesley were slaving away on their cars? That's what Kerbo looked like loading that thing in the back of his truck. And I am here to tell you, Kerbo, if you'd have rolled that thing back over on you and we're no longer here, I would not talk about you in a good way. I would come on
Is
here
it like
and
peanut butter pretzels?
call you a moron. And I would say, sorry, Kerbo can't join us. He's in the ER because he's an idiot. And back to you,
Jim.
Corby.
Jim,
I'm telling you what, it scared the ever living out of me.
Chase. Oh my God, Chase. Stop. So
It is what it
to
is,
add
Brewer.
to this story, listen to me. To add to this story, so Kerbo buys this 4-wheeler from a shop here in Decatur, and we go there and
I was
whatever.
given a set of ramps that were like
The-
6 foot.
The
And for
dude,
those
the
of you who don't
dude
know, I
knows me.
drive an
So
F350.
hold on. Okay, so the dude knows me, and so like we go through the whole deal. Lucas came up there and like we thought about buying motorcycles, and I'm like, whatever, man. Like we're just done. We load this thing up in Kerbo's truck, and we take it over to my house. Well, it's the same as Jason Tire at his parents' house. He has a dyno right there next to his parents' house. You know, you could just rip up and down the road like no one's going to say anything.
Yeah.
So we unload this thing at my house and no one's going to say anything. Like we're riding up
I
and
think
down the
you
road.
unloaded it, didn't you?
Yeah, and so Kerbo goes to load this thing. And so like I'm not a small guy. I'm not a big guy either, right? And so Kerbo hits this thing at like Mach 19, right? I mean, just boom, right into the ramps. And he starts going up it, and I kid you not, like I'm standing behind him like, oh my God, like I'm gonna catch him and the 4-wheeler, right? He gets up on there, the ramps bit in half, just bowed straight up. I mean, perfect ramp. So
Dude.
I feel for you, Jimmy. I
So
was
on
there
that
once
one-
too.
On that one,
This
hold on,
thing,
Jim. Hold on,
I was
hold on.
standing
On
behind
that
it.
one,
I will
on
not
that
hold
one,
on.
I saw my life flash before my eyes.
And what
And
did
I
I
turned
say
around.
to you?
Corby knew I was scared shitless. This 4-wheeler is like 35 minutes old. And dude, I turned around and Corby goes, it wasn't as bad as it felt. A week later,
No, we're
Corby
good.
goes, bro, I thought you were dead.
I thought he
It was so bad.
You went up this ramp, it popped the wheelie, and then it rolled back and it teetered once or twice, and then you set it down gingerly, like boom.
It did
And
not. All right,
I thought I was gonna puke Happy Dads all over the back of your truck.
bro, that's not
So-
exactly how it happened. So
Oh, I'm sure it is because I've been there, Jimmy. I
no,
was
I
like,
have
oh
that
my
was
God.
a,
searched-
Oh my
those
God.
ramps were straight up. Those were 6-foot ramps
You
on
have
the
like
back of an
rolled ramps now.
F354. Yeah, they're 2 feet longer.
You
Big
could have
difference.
just backed up to the curb and it just
So-
shortens the throat.
For the last 60 hours since my life flashed between my, like I was sitting there thinking, like I gotta call his parents and tell them, like I gotta call
It's not,
Jeb. Jeb's
Jason.
pulling out. Hey Jeb, turn around and you have to save somebody else's life at the racetrack. There's nobody else here. The lights are out. And
So
so
I think there were a couple of things at play, Jim. There was Fireball involved in a good handful of Bud Light for one,
well,
and for two,
we don't need to.
you know,
there's a
I
statute
was
of
trying
limitations.
to. I
bro.
think I was
wouldn't-
trying to be a hard ass, and
Yeah,
I probably
no, I
hit
think
it.
that was
I probably
probably
hit it a
actually
little.
it.
I
gassed
probably
it
hit
up.
it a little faster than I should have, and I think when I got right there, you know, to like the do or die spot, I whiskey throttled it a little bit. And I think
God.
what you saw was when I whiskey throttled it. And I'm not going to say the front. It felt a little different than how I normally load it.
The
But
the
I
balance
it's not
you
like
showed,
the dude in the picture.
Like
I-
Brewer said, a little too much rear weight percentage.
I tell you what, though, he rode out that wheelie. I mean, it teetered up there, and then
Jason would have been proud of him.
Yeah, like I was like, man, Kerbo's an athlete here. And anyway, so since I was scared to death for the last 60 hours, I've been looking at winch engineering for Kerbo's trucks. So we have an off-season project to prolong his life.
Bruce said I would choose single file restarts if I were lining up 4-wheelers next to Slim.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it was.
It felt a little bit different than how I normally, but
I
I
bet
thought
it
that
did.
a ramp had slipped a little bit.
I'll bet it did, man. It was
Corby,
not
Jim
cool.
audibly gasped behind me.
I was like, oh my God, this is not good. So anyway, as the best fabricator on the podcast, I will make sure I weld you up something good to
You're saying that with
to
Patrick Sauce
just
on
winch
here?
it up.
Easy.
Patrick's not on the podcast. He's a viewer.
Okay.
He won't even.
I'm following.
Pretty much is.
My bad.
It was a backhanded slam at you that
My
you
bad.
can't
My bad.
weld one straight line bead.
No, I can't.
So
I
yeah,
can weld up
so
anything with a
Jim-
crack it on to a broken heart.
So
Even
Jim,
big
under
jet
the
coated
guise,
rods.
Jim, under the guise of being a loving friend all week, has been sending me thousands of dollars worth of ideas.
I can make something better. I just need some time to figure it out. But anyway,
Longer ramps.
no, it's not
Longer
going to be
ramps
longer
isn't-
ramps. Longer ramps are just going
Find a hill.
God.
Yeah, that's Corby's. Yeah, that's Corby's fix. Find a damn hill. Okay. Okay. I'm just gonna ask random people to track. Is there a hill anywhere?
Hey, put Andy Brewer's comment up there. So I agree with that more than anything. Just go race. Let's go have fun. That's what we're doing this for. That's what we're doing this podcast for. Kerbo, this is the biggest joy of Kerbo's life, and I can't wait to quit.
What? The podcast?
Yes.
You're not quitting.
Wow.
You can't afford not to quit. Races this weekend. We got RPM and Ardmore. I think I'm going to go to Ardmore. I think we're going to take Bates and my car. So spares will be at a premium. Hopefully we don't crash into each other. We won't have enough parts to load them both in the trailer, but that'll be all right. And
your anxiety level is going to be through the roof.
Yeah, Kennedale next weekend, RPM the weekend after that, and then Race Saver Nationals the end of the month. We do have 105 running. So 105 is running
right now.
Stasa said he knows what cars
weekend.
he's done fixing now, Jim. The price just went up.
And September 12th, Grayson County Speedway.
Did we miss the kids' heat? What is this? Well, there are only 4 cars here.
I'm sure he'll get back on the comments and tell us how he did. I can't stream it. I don't have the bandwidth. But anyway, that's what we got coming up this week. Power rankings. Jeb moved up some.
At
Rick
a cost of another car.
With a good run.
Sorry, Jeb. Sorry, Jeb.
Jeb hammered his way up 4 spots in the power rankings. Caden Trotter was up some with his second place run.
Look at Weston Gorham up 7 spots.
Yeah, and then most of the guys who lost spots just lost.
Gorham's
them from,
a dark horse, man. Don't ever doubt Weston Gorham.
Yeah,
he's a dark horse.
Claude had a good run from the tail. They DQ'd Claude. He didn't have his transponder in, or it fell off after the heat race. I don't remember what it was. He went and won my heat race pretty handily, and then like I said, they either lost their transponder or it wasn't on there to begin with. But he came from the tail to finish 6th or 7th on Saturday. It was a good run for him. And
I'm just curious, Stasa, do you fix 4-wheeler frames? I'm just asking for a friend.
Oh, man.
Oh, this is only heat number 2. I guess they had some non-starters.
Charlie, to answer your question, Ardmore usually runs double file. Everybody runs double file. I'm not on a crusade to change it this week. I just hope it's something that we can get unified with and present to these tracks. Like, hey, let's do this. But I'm sure it'll be Delaware double file this weekend too at Ardmore.
LT wants to know where you are on the rankings.
Right above Bean, Landon.
I've been
riding the Pine Pony all year.
I moved up a couple spots with my second top 10 of the year. Let's see. Scroll down. I still got to go to page like 4.
I have a real problem with all you guys that ended up crashing out that led Jim to an 8th place finish.
When I deserve to run 14th. Yeah. At least I'm better than Bates.
All right, Patrick Stasa said he fixed side-by-sides and 4-wheelers.
He's also, weld some radiators together for me.
And Jeb's a nurse. I'm covered, Jim. I ain't spending no more. We're loading it in the back of the truck.
Landon, to answer your question, I am in a very solid and comfortable 64th place in the power rankings.
Good job, buddy.
It's going on a T-shirt. If I can break the top 50.
How many races do you have to win? Do you have to race to get credit for the season? Or does it
You
change
get
I would
every
like
week?
to know this because what if Jason Tyre lets me drive his micro? Probably wouldn't let me
that
drive
doesn't
his.
count.
Maybe like Trenton's at Grayson in the
That doesn't
305
count
class.
in a 305 race. I'm only getting 56% credit on participation because I've only run 5 races.
How many?
You-
66?
56.
56?
Basically, everybody in the top 5 in the power rankings is earning 100% of their points. Jeb is only earning 75%. He's only run 8 races. Bolden gets 87.5%.
I mean, the guy's out there saving lives, Jim.
Well,
Does he get any
he's
credit
got
for
to make a
that?
choice of what's important to him.
And
Saving
you said Bolden? I mean,
live-
Bolden's, playing varsity basketball right now?
Yeah, and he's also running OCRS, which I mean we
Mhm.
talked about the first of the year. I don't have that kind of time to track all that stuff. So anyway, to earn full like points, you have to run 60% of the races. We have had how many races this year? We've had 20 race dates, so you have to basically run 12 races or so to get full credit.
Lance Christie's run
otherwise
every single race date?
Yep. The man's committed, and he's run races that I haven't even checked. He was in North Carolina running last week. I think he got DQ'd on a nose wing deal from running second or something. Didn't you send me that? He posted about it.
What?
They like DQ'd him Sunday
Yeah.
for a race that was Friday, and I think it was over a nose wing position deal. I talked with I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, but I talked with Rick Burdick a little bit Saturday. They have a big officials meeting up in Eagle, and he said he is going to try to propose a different mechanism to measure
like it,
that
Jason.
nose wing. So where it's got kind of that big jig where it can only be 6 inches in front of the front tires. They're going to try to run a plumb bob off of the nose wing, and basically it has to hit the front torsion rack so that it's a little bit easier to check in the shop. You don't need a bunch of special tools, and you can kind of measure it a little bit more clearly. And it's going to put the wing in about the exact same position. So again, trying to put the officials in a good spot where you don't need a special tool and drag it around. And some tracks have it, some tracks don't, and all this stuff. So, yeah, that's a little aside.
I haven't talked to Lance about it, but judging by his post, I guess he got DQ'd like a day or two later.
Yeah, they were going to deliberate or something, which, yeah, I'm not a fan of. Like, you got to leave the racetrack knowing where you finish. But yeah, Lance has run a bunch of races. The guy wants it bad. You got to give him credit for that. He is out hauling all, and he was running well down in Cotton Bowl. They had a crash. I want to say the 57 car got into a lapper.
It was probably
Walker.
Nathan. Probably
Peter
Nathan
Walker.
Moore.
No, Peter Walker was lapping a guy who was really off the pace and slammed the door on him to try to woe it down to get to the bottom, and the lapper just stood on the gas and went faster than he had all night and plugged him in the fence. And then when they went back green, Lance was in the infield. So I didn't see him in the crash or in the aftermath of the crash, but maybe he broke or had a motor issue. I don't know, but he was running up front before that too. He probably had a shot to win. So,
but no, sir, Nathan Moore,
the
non-wing guy.
Yeah, so that was awesome. We were giving him a hard time the other day, but anyway, that's that. Where are we at with this 360 race? We're gonna be able to turn it on, watch the main event, so I can get this thing edited and out tomorrow.
I don't know.
They're on the third heat race.
Dinner's calling my name though. It's
the
8
kid's
o'clock.
not in this one.
8:15.
What else is on your show notes, Corby?
I think we got it.
Hey, are you guys prepared for tomorrow? The big conspiracy theory about tomorrow?
Huh?
Oh yeah,
you
told me about this. Our entire conversation where we just changed the racing landscape in DFW is apparently all for naught because tomorrow the world's going to end.
Tomorrow,
according to Turbo.
The people are saying for 7 seconds tomorrow sometime, the Earth is not going to have any gravity.
I'm sure. Yeah.
They say it's going to kill 40 million people. Are you going to be one of the 40 million, Jim?
I don't know. I would hope so. Just with
Like Rapture?
my build.
I don't know.
And you know.
I mean, but you can't tell me that wouldn't be a badass story to tell your kids. Back in 2026, the Earth didn't have any gravity for 7 seconds. I know.
Where
I'm
did you find this? That you
I don't know.
and Jeb weren't talking
the
about
Earth
this.
Didn't have gravity.
Who said that? You know, this podcast is bullshit.
That's a little rough,
well played.
but true.
It's well played.
It's too funny not to put up. Yeah, I don't know. Were you and Jeb talking about this, having happy dads, and at
I mentioned
12:30 in the morning, or what?
He had heard about it. Something called Project Anchor. Google it.
No,
Google
I don't
it
want to
real
get
quick,
weird.
Jim.
I don't want to get weird targeted ads.
Just Google it and see what it says.
Emails and stuff. Like I already got on the racehorse website. We'll talk about that here in a couple weeks. We're gonna buy a racehorse.
Pushing the Cushion's gonna invest in a Jeb Sessoms racehorse.
But yeah,
we didn't tell you about that, did we?
I'm not Googling any of that weird stuff because I don't want to get weird ads on all my
Corby,
devices.
You can Google
we didn't land on the moon, Jim.
I like my feeds to just be racing and Cincinnati Bengals discussion.
Hold on. I'm going to Google it. Talk amongst yourselves.
I don't even like Corby. I don't want to talk to him. Corby, you going to bring me some steel this weekend or what?
I can.
Yeah, right. You've been telling me that for 2 months.
I'm working on it.
Project Anchor is a viral internet conspiracy theory falsely claiming that Earth will experience a 7-second gravity blackout on August 12, 2026. NASA and independent scientists has confirmed this claim is completely fake. I guess we're all going to find out tomorrow, aren't we?
NASA claims it's fake? The same group that says we landed on the moon?
See? Look at Jeb. Hold on. Hold your racehorses. Gravity doesn't exist in flat Earth.
Come on.
Jeb's just lurking in the shadows for 1 hour and 8 minutes.
Jebby.
He just listening to what we have to say about his controversial win. And all of a sudden,
hey Jeb,
what about Jeb?
Woke up the beast.
Let's just talk about this. Jeb, how did Jeb? You're in the comments right now. How did you find that line on the bottom of the Exodus 2? Me and Chad Wilson talked about it, and I'm pretty sure if I watched the replay right, it was by fluke that you caught it and absolutely blew the doors off of them.
Jason Tyre said, hope that 7 seconds doesn't have a during Delaware restart.
That would be chaos.
It's already a shit show.
Oh, man.
Tony Nichols, hold on. Tony, I see it on my phone, but I can't put it up here yet because there's a 7-second gravity-less delay. Jeb said almost spun out in the middle of 1 and 2. I asked Jeb after the race, I was like, how's it possible that you skip an entire turn? He just skipped over turn 2 for half the race.
Hit us with that question, Tony. We are here for racing, racing talk.
Track surface question from Saturday night. Look how polite he is.
Yeah.
The rest of y'all should take notes.
Well, I talked to Tony he came down to our pit for 20, 30 minutes. It was good. He's from the Northeast. He had a lot of technical questions, which I'm always about. He's been a big fan of the area and goes around to a bunch of tracks. And so, Tony is one of the reasons we have the podcast to show some personality and help these guys.
Well, you know why Corby and I are on the podcast.
Yes, we do. What's it for, Kerbo?
Corby and I are on the podcast for the chicks. It's working out well for both of us.
Tony did not bring chicks down to the pit, so you didn't miss anything.
Jason will tell you at Boyd. He will. I was ripping that night too. I was like, dude, I'm gonna pass Willie. I'm gonna win in front of everyone. Hometown racetrack. Let Jason show up. He'll ruin that party.
Yeah. Where is we got the Knoxville Nationals coming up this week. Who's your picks to win? We're not going to do that picks thing. I don't have enough time to actually calculate the scores. And
Did you look at our picks? I just want to know whether or not I kicked the shit out of Corby or not.
You all have the picks. You can do the math. I got too much other stuff going on.
I can't do the math. You know
yeah,
that.
You can. It's easy.
Who's
your picks to win?
Math.
Give me 3 guys to watch this week. Slim, go.
Larson,
410 Nationals.
Rico.
Well, Larson's not running Saturday.
I'll still pick him. Rico, Sunshine, and I guess you have to go with Reitzel the way that he's been running this year. Corby.
Okay. Corby. And
man,
fucking Brewer.
Oh man, that was awesome.
Let's just stir the pot. Brian Brown.
Okay.
Okay, back to you, Slim.
Man,
all right,
yeah, Reitzel's been really fast.
Nobody cares anymore, Corby. Would it be better if Bo would take a few passes with the tractor at the bottom and a few less at the top to ensure
Stop
2 groups
wheel packing the top. Stop wheel packing the top.
I don't. So
Jason? Yes.
I don't.
Absolutely, the rocket. As
far as the track at Kennedale, the track surface all year has been really, really good. I don't think anybody could. I don't think there's been a night where it hasn't been racy or taken rubber. It took rubber late, like 3 races ago with like 3 to go. It didn't really matter. I think they've done a really good job with the actual surface. It, for whatever reason, Saturday, it kind of curved up and chunked up it right in the middle, and it just made it really narrow. And that's why the middle was so fast, is because
yes,
because it kind of got rough and the moisture stayed right in the middle. Then the bottom, when it's real slick, is so much slower than the middle. When it widens out and gets on the fence, the bottom kind of comes back into play because it's such a long way around the top and a short way around the bottom, like the race at RPM 2 weeks ago.
We got to get Jim a tech talk segment
where it gets real wide. The problem, the problem, and it wasn't a problem with Kennedale Saturday, is that the groove just ended up being narrow and it was hard to pass because everybody was kind of going the same speed. Well, all the fast guys were going the same speed, and then me was going a different speed, but we were all in the same groove, and it was kind of hard to throw sliders. There's just not a lot of room to do a lot of moving around. But overall, the track at Kennedale has been great all year. I haven't left there thinking, that kind of sucked. I've been to every race this year, so I don't know. They some tracks do some different stuff, like they'll leave the tires out until main event time and then push them in like 10 or 15 feet so that the bottom hasn't been run on and has some grip, and you can kind of roll the bottom and try to build a second groove in that way. But I'm glad they rolled in the top Saturday. It made the track a little easier up on the top to run.
Dude, this is a tough crowd today.
Yeah.
Is this like a Kenny Tolbert comment there, Jason?
Yeah. So they could. I don't know how to work. I don't know how to work a racetrack. I'm not. I got no position saying they should do this or they should do that. Like sometimes it gets dry and moves up to the wall. Sometimes it ends up in the middle of the racetrack, and that's just the way it is. Like I was saying earlier, we build the cars to be able to handle different types of scenarios. It just happens to get right in the middle on Saturday. So A real issue there.
All right, the kid's out on the track. Heat number 2 starts outside pole.
Um,
Front row outside. Just say front row outside.
wait, what race is on?
I'm not going to.
Is it
You
the main
can.
event?
No, it's
Jason's on here right now, and
Heat race.
they used to start like I remember there was one night at North 40. They started like 12 of us on the front row. Logan got the bad end of that deal. Mike Hines absolutely punted him going to turn 1.
Corby talking about motorcycle racing is more painful than listening to Jim Tech talk. Bates said outside pole isn't a thing. Well, I just made it a thing because
you,
I
Justin.
have a platform, and now
Front
it's
row
a thing.
outside. Front row outside.
Outside pole. We're going outside pole. There's not one person on Earth, well, maybe on Earth, that's ever watched any sort of racing that doesn't know exactly where he's starting when I say that.
We know you're wrong.
You say that I'm wrong.
We know you're wrong.
Jim was making me work Saturday.
Yeah, I was bobbing and weaving, trying to hold off Landon Thompson, and
in the
finally
heat
gave
race.
up. Yeah,
I'd have dumped you.
My car
I would
was
have
so
dumped the shit
tight.
out of you.
It was so awful in that heat race. And
How mad were you when you came off the track after that heat race?
I was pretty fired up.
I should have sent. I should have loaded that picture that I took of you just moping, sitting on the tire, just contemplating every life decision you made that led you up to Saturday night.
The car was terrible. It was burying the right front. Like I had bottomed out the right front shock. The right rear was bottomed out. The left front felt like it was a foot and a half off the ground. And no matter what I did, it was just wah, wah, wah. It was awful. And I didn't get a good start. Michael Day.
How much air do you have in the right rear?
Not enough.
Do you know better? Do you know better than that?
I thought I had it covered, and I didn't. But Michael Day kind of crowded me on the start and broke all my momentum, and it let somebody else by me. And then I kind of had Landon pinned down on the bottom. You know, I was just kind of fast enough to be in the way. And then I saw him show the nose, and I let him go because I'm not really racing Landon. And
Corby, Jordan Roop wants to know if you changed hair product. It looks extra flippy today.
No, it's the same stuff.
Oh, man. Well, I was hoping to get Jeb on. I texted him the link to get in here, but he said he's on baby duty, which I understand.
I got Jeb's cup.
So, well, I hope everybody
still celebrating
survives
the big
7
win.
seconds of no gravity tomorrow.
Hold on, we're not getting off right now. The kid's about to go green. It's not our fault you don't have enough bandwidth.
My internet can't handle
Jason.
it. It can't handle me on
great
here.
start right there.
We just started 3 wide. There's no way they're going to let that go.
There you go.
This is great.
That was a hell of a
See, and in these moments too, like
they literally started 3 wide.
Well, hold on, like we're gonna keep stirring the pot here. Like Ryder knows he's the fastest starting at the front. He just drove by the person who jumped
2 spots.
Surprise. Jason, I don't need your lip right now.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to try to go green again. You're just in the dark over there, aren't you, Jim?
I love that now they're all bagging on me, not just you, Kirby.
That they're bagging on Jim too?
No, they're bagging on me now.
Yeah.
I told you, this is a rough crowd. What I think's messed up is we had 60 people on a while ago, Ryder bails, and then we lose 15 people just right off the bat.
Yeah.
Good start, kid.
I'd love for you guys to talk while this is going on, because this is an audio platform.
The kid just passed everybody on the outside. The 71 car's smoking.
Pulling away from Baker. The kid's
Still
got
smoking.
it in the bag. He's just got to hit his P's and Q's and relax, take a deep breath.
Kid's in the
Soft
lead
hands.
by probably 3 car lengths.
You don't know what you're talking about. I'm telling you what he's doing inside of his head right now. He's got to relax, soft hands, make it happen. Like I said, on that first start, he knew that he was the fastest car towards the front.
How did he know that?
And, because he drove right by him.
Because he was the fastest car?
No, the dude jumped the start. He still drove by him. He's up there rolling.
How many car lengths is that now? 6?
It's no worries right now. It's super soft hands. He turns to the left. He trusted the car's going to turn to the left, Jim. like I've said 100 times.
What kind of air pressure
I
do you think he's
know.
working with right now, Jim?
I
More-
bet you he's got 9.5 in the right rear, 4.5 in the
More
left
than I
rear.
had.
Yeah, I believe
More
that.
than you had?
I was
And
being
you know better
aggressive
than
with
that,
it,
Kennedale.
man. I do.
Kensington said because I told him. What'd you
And
tell him?
he's got the left rear tied down, right rear freed up.
Well, that would make it tight.
Gotta keep it winged over.
Oh, so I do have 2 My Race Pass accounts. Whoops.
What?
Yeah. I had 2 Flow Racing accounts for a while, and
How
got
does that
turned
even
off.
happen?
I don't know.
So at some point, I guess I signed up for the yearly My Race or Flow account, and that hit me about 3 weeks ago.
Oh, man.
Corby, we can't see what's happening. You have to say what happened.
It's a lapper that checked up big time in front of Baker. Ryder has no idea what's going on.
Behind him.
As I said, he's just cruising.
Look at
Look
those
at that. The car's
long
winged
arms.
over with that shock, the left rear shock. I'm not saying tied all the way down. I'm saying pull down. Just absolutely blows the doors off him. Then he goes to the bottom, just try it out. Look better right there through 1 and 2 on the bottom.
Good job, kid.
Well, here, my one My Race Pass account's a premium, so I'll get live timing on here on it.
Well, it's over
My
now.
other one was not.
Coy, I am so with you. We're getting him in there.
It's
Put it up
not
there.
going to happen.
Put it up there.
I'm not
Chad
driving.
Jenkins.
I'm not racing a beater.
You're
Yeah,
racing a tenor.
He's too
It's not gonna.
talented.
I don't even know what the hell a tuner
He's
is.
going to run a Crown Vic, the Super Troopers.
There you go, Kens. Kens is.
There's good margins in selling the highest quality lights the Chinese can produce at the
There you
cheapest
go.
prices.
2 Flow account. How's that even happen, Jim? Don't you? When you logged into this, wouldn't it go? Hey, this email address is already being used.
No, it's on different email accounts. That's why. That's why I had to. But then, like, I think pay for my dad's, so I might have 3. I don't know.
3. Wait, you pay for your dad's?
Yeah, because my mom's a big Kyle Larson fan and accosted him at the Tulsa shootout. Oh, my mom did a corn dog review. She gave it a 10 out of 10. We'll probably post that this week. It's a little long-winded, but
I thought you were going to edit it. So you said I didn't watch it because I was doing a corn dog review with Jeb and Carson Bolden. But when I got back to Jim's trailer, he was like, "That was way long-winded." I was like, "How does a corn dog review go long-winded?" He says she started talking about White Castle.
Oh man, there's only 11 305s up in Marshalltown. I could have got another top 10.
Wow. One top 10 finish, and all of a sudden we're world class.
I've had 2.
Where was the other one?
Way past Brewer. I'm waiting.
All right, let's wrap this up. Wrap it up, Kerbo.
So corn dog reviews this week, 2 of them.
Yep.
I haven't seen your mother's, but I can tell. Did I send you Jeb and Carson's?
You did.
Okay. So Jim will probably post them right on top of each other, so it takes views from each other. Look at Jim's face. Absolutely over it.
I want to go hang out with my wife.
Listen, thanks everybody for joining us. I don't know what our opinions matter to anybody, but we really appreciate everybody logging in and watching. We appreciate all the support. We've gotten a whole lot more followers this week, last week, and we truly appreciate it. We're just out here doing this for fun. We make Jim pay for everything, so
he's got the money apparently.
Yeah. So anyway, we really appreciate it. Thanks for following us on TikTok. We've got Pushing the Cushion swag on stompandsteer.com. I think Jim gave us our own little caveat, didn't you, Jim?
Yep.
So
back to you.
We got hats, t-shirts, trying to talk Jim into some different stuff. We've got some stuff in the works. Corby came up with a pretty good idea that we might put on a T-shirt that we're not ready to tell anybody just yet. But it's typical. It's typical pushing the cushion BS. So we really appreciate everybody. As always, Corby, you got closing comments? Back to you, Slim.
No, we're good, man. I think I said everything I needed to.
All right. Thanks, everybody.
See you guys.
Thank you for listening to the Pushing the Cushion podcast. I'm sorry that it was a complete waste of your time. Maybe Corby and Slim will actually learn how to make an interesting podcast before the next one. Who am I kidding? I don't get paid enough for this. We'll see you next time.